Logan, can you share with us an example of a case where thinking outside the box was the difference between making or breaking it?
Yeah, a lot of times thinking outside the box does it. Any private investigator has to be a student of human nature, understand human emotions and stuff. We had a case where there was a father who was going to kidnap a child, and the mom had hired us, and she knew it was going to happen. She just didn't know how or when. The father wound up in county jail for a few days, and we got the people who were in jail with him. And one of the cellmates, we ran down and we got a complete background on him. And I found out by stealing his trash that he was a musician, out of work musician, and because he was collecting unemployment. So I knew immediately that what my plan was. I put together an MTV video, entire crew, our friends. We have a lot of friends in the film business. Put together a 30-foot motor home, a van for filming, a limo for the producer to show up in, and right across the street from his house, we planned this entire thing across the street. We had surveillance. Surveillance comes in at certain points, very necessary. We did surveillance to make sure he was home. And he was home on a Saturday, door open, screen door, nice day. We immediately go into action. We pull a motorhome up, the camera van. We get cameras across the street on the lawn and got the neighbor's permission. We've got our cameras out there in a van with black curtain where the doors are. And we had, they didn't have chips then. And you have to have video in the camera. And the cords came from the cameras up into the van, into the black curtain. And there was nothing in the van. It's completely empty. There were 2 director's chairs inside the van. And one of the director's chairs, we took the cords from the cameras and just literally tied them around the leg of the chair and knotted it off. And the other one was the editing guy, the chair that was sitting for the editing guy, who was going to yell things out as though it was a command center with monitors and everything else. And he would say, hey, bring down the glare on camera 1. We got a problem out there, and move it a little bit. So we're doing all of this, and I got a viewfinder on me, and we start filming. We got one of my agents on a skateboard going up down the street. I got music blasting out of this 30-foot motorhome. So he's going down. Now, if the guy is a musician and he's out of work and he's home, what would he do if an MTV video actually started filming across the street from his house? It's like, this is the luckiest day of my life. And he, of course, is going to come out of the house. I was hoping that there was something odd about him. He had a great look or something different that I could bring him into the video. Sure enough, he walks out. He's bald from here all the way back to the back. And then he's got this long hair to the middle of his back. It looked like Indians had scalped him and stopped at the back. And he's got this mane of hair going down. And he's standing there and he's watching. And I'm looking through my viewfinder, music, and the skateboards going by. And I'm looking through and I look across the street, and I'm looking at the guy. And I turn around like one of my agents. And I'm talking to him, looking over there. And I look back through the viewfinder and I go, and this guy is across the street, and he can't believe his luck. He's like looking around. Who's he talking to? I said, yeah. And this guy's, oh man, did you come across the street and everything? I knew if he came over there, I owned him. He comes across the street. We tell him what we're doing. I said, you got a great look, man. Come on, get in this. Let's get you in the background. We'll pay you. Sign a release. And the whole thing was to get him into a conversation and actually get him to tell us things. And you do that by lunch break, having him there and people talking about their experiences, that's what we use in video. And we had made up a story about what this was. And we convinced him that the more bizarre the story is in your life, especially if it's true, the more bizarre and strange it is, the better it might make an MTV video. So we shared stories, and one guy would tell a story, another guy would tell a story similar to things, and get him along the same thinking pattern so that he would, and lo and behold, after several hours, he gets around to saying, well, he was in jail, and this guy talked about kidnapping his child. bang, we know we got the conversation we want. So we just kind of massage that conversation. We were able to get all the information out of the guy. I paid him his money, had him sign a release, told him that, we would call him again. He had a great future in MTV videos. And I believe this guy to this day is looking for that video on MTV, wondering why it never showed. He's probably called him up. Where is that video? But it worked. It worked perfectly. We got all the information. And that's how you think out of the box.